We'll bring you the breaking news this evening that Liverpool have agreed a fee for Philippe Coutinho. It's believed that it's for £142 million, which is reported it would make it the third biggest transfer fee of all time. Your instant reaction to this, Frank?
I think it's a good deal.
Yeah?
I think it's, well, the player doesn't want to be there, it seems. He wants to move on, so it's going to happen at some stage. They've managed to up the bid to 142 million in 6 months. I think it was less than that in the summer. And I think Liverpool quite flush in that area. They need to bolster around that if they're going to be a full team. It's
good financially, but this is a team fighting for the top four, and this could derail the second half of their season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it lessens their chances of finishing in the top four and the Champions League. Would Liverpool stand a better chance with Coutinho in the team? Absolutely.
And he can't play in the Champions League for Barcelona. Does that not make it slightly strange?
Maybe they needed to make a statement because of what's happened with Neymar recently. Listen, Coutinho's a fantastic player. Will be a great player for them for sure, but he wanted to go. So I think Liverpool now, what's important is that they recruit well with that money, spend it well.
It's all about how they react.
Now, let's quickly talk about Coutinho before we go off air. Robbie, fantastic amount of money. I mean, arguably they've spent half of it already, 75 million of 140 on Van Dijk. Are Liverpool that much worse off this evening that Coutinho is no longer a Liverpool player?
I think so. I think he's been magnificent, Mark. And you know, he might have gone in the summer, but he didn't. He got his head down. He's put in fantastic performances, creating goals, scoring goals. And of course, Liverpool without Coutinho, because I don't think they can replace him in January. I don't think they can. I don't know what the guys think, but they cannot replace his assists and goals in this transfer window.
What they can do is use the money to buy, in my opinion, a new goalkeeper, 2 new fullbacks, and a centre midfield player.
But they've already spent half the money, Dean.
Well,
But have they? I mean,
well, you never know. I mean, you don't get 140 up front. You all know that, do you? There's no way you do that.
Liverpool can make a statement to the rest of world football.
Yeah.
They've let Coutinho go, which is a blow, but Barcelona have took him, so fair enough. But the statement they've got to make now is, right, we're going to spend the whole 145 million, and we're going to try and win the league with that money.
If I'm Arsene Wenger and Pochettino tonight and the Chelsea manager Conte, I'm doing handstands. The fact that he has left Liverpool Football Club because they are so much weaker without him. And that trace for the top 4.
You really feel as strongly as that?
I think that top 4 is such a tough task to get there. No one's letting up. You know, they're all pushing hard for it. I think that gives everyone else a massive lift.
You look as well, Tim, right, last night, look, Firmino, you got Mane, yeah, you had Oxlade-Chamberlain, you had Lallana, but Lallana...
Well, they might go for Thomas Lemar.
I like Lallana, you know. Good player,
yeah,
but he's no Coutinho.
But you need time to settle, Mike.
Yeah.
It's all right getting a new one in who's a superstar somewhere else, but very few of them hit the floor running. You need to acclimatise. By the time they've acclimatised, perhaps they've missed out on the top 4. You know, which is no good. That's what their aspirations are, to finish in the top 4 and maybe win a trophy this season. And I think by selling him now stops that happening. Or listen, they're a good side. They've got a very good manager. Before they sold Coutinho, which we just heard, I thought they were a goalkeeper away from challenging next season.
Shay, do they need a new goalkeeper?
Well, probably. I mean, he's not even sure himself. It seems Klopp, who's the right goalkeeper, Karius or Mingele, he's swapping around every week at the minute, and I think there's too many mistakes. They make some great saves at times, but at the other side of the coin is they make too many mistakes for such a big club like Liverpool. I mean, it's mad the way it's £142 million for one player. You look at Mike Ashley bought Newcastle for 137 million. That's a full football club. One player's gone for more than a full football club. It's the figures and the fees have gone crazy. And the other thing for Liverpool, what I would probably stick up for him is, for me, it looked like Coutinho wanted to leave. He wanted to leave in the summer. They got his head turned around. Now he's gone. He's just left.
South Americans, they will want to play.
Well, the Coutinho deal is done. I know, and we've talked about it. I think most folks, myself included, thought this was a deal. Yes, it would be done, but it would be done in the summer. Bearing in mind the position Liverpool are in, pushing for the top 4, still in the Champions League. Bearing in mind Barcelona flying in La Liga, more or less got that wrapped up, and he can't play in the Champions League for them. For all those reasons, we thought this was a deal that was going to happen in the summer after the World Cup, not now in January, but it has happened. A big blow for Liverpool, not financially, but a blow in terms of what he brings to this team. Let's have a look at his numbers in the Liverpool shirt after his move from Inter Milan. Pretty good, I have to say, but have got better year in, year out. And I think that's good, a good progression for any player in there. Here's a guy that can play in several positions. He can play as a 3 in midfield. He can play as a 3 in a front 3, wide in the left, wide in the right. He can play as a number 10. You see his assists there. I think his goal scoring could improve even more when he goes to Barcelona, and with all respect, plays with better players. The chances will come more and more. Can he handle the pressure? That will be the big question. I think he can. Is he going to enhance Barcelona? Absolutely. Fantastic little player. Barcelona are paying through the nose. That's the world we live in. He's the second most expensive transfer now in the history of football, behind Neymar. Liverpool, financially, have won a watch. What do? They've lost a guy that can change a game like that. Yes, they've got others. They've got Lallana coming back. He's no Coutinho, I'll give you that. They've got Mane, who on his day is fantastic, but he's inconsistent. They've got a guy who's having the season of his life in Mo Salah. All these players are going to have to step up to the plate and take some extra responsibility now. I don't know how you feel if you're a Liverpool fan. Are you sad to see Philippe Coutinho go to Barcelona, or are you happy the deal is done, you can move on, you've got all these millions, and maybe, just maybe, Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool will go and spend, and it could be exciting for Liverpool going forward.
And it has been reported that Philippe Coutinho will be on his way to the new camp. £142 million sterling for Coutinho from Liverpool. Cheap?
Certainly not cheap. That's not the world.
I'll have two of them, please. Yeah.
A lot of money.
Wow.
But that's a crazy world we're in.
So, bearing in mind what they've got, Messi, Suarez, Dembele coming back to fitness, and now Coutinho. That's a new Fab Four, isn't it? Because the Fab Four doesn't exist in Liverpool anymore, if he goes.
There's a lot of quality there, isn't it? Messi. Suarez is a little dip, but Coutinho will make them more potent, that's for sure. Good signing for him.
Yeah, listen, he's an absolutely quality player. The going rate, that's what it is. Neymar, of course, raised the bar, and he was always going to go for a lot of money, but I think Liverpool now have the opportunity to, obviously they bought Van Dijk, they can invest another 70 million in someone else, and especially if the player, clearly he wanted to go, but he's waited to a certain point or agreed with Liverpool. He's going to be another 6 months, and off he went.
Is that the end of look? Is that the end of Liverpool's challenge for?
Depends who they bring in.
Yeah, I was going to say top two. You can't really say the title. So,
yeah. Well, they brought Salah in, who's absolutely on fire. So he's been the main man this season. Simple as that. Which I suppose has made the move for Coutinho that much easier.
£142 million sterling is the price that is being quoted in the UK press tonight. Is it a strange time for him to be going? Bearing in mind that Liverpool managed to hold on to him during the summer, why would he be going mid-season?
I think when you get the opportunity to go to a club like Barca or Real Madrid, it may be only once or two windows that you can. They've wanted him for a long time now. Yeah, but it is strange, I have to say, because he can't play, obviously, in the Champions League. He's got a World Cup just around the corner as well. But Barca is a big pull, and clearly he very much wanted to go there. And it's a lot of money, and also I think you have to look at who's going to go and play with. If you say to someone, well, you can go play with Messi and Suarez up top, that's
is he a natural starter at Barcelona?
I think he will be.
Yeah.
I think it was great work by Liverpool in the summer keeping him, because most people thought initially they're going to succumb and sell him. But I think they needed him to get off to a good start, qualify in the Champions League, and he has done that. He's helped them through that process.
Do you think they said, right, get us through to the window, you give your heart and soul,
so.
and our part of the bargain is you can go and January.
Exactly like that. And you did say, do you think he's a natural starter? I mean, they paid 142 million for him.
Yeah, but
I think he's playing.
Does that mean he start?
So of course it does. Of course it does.
He's going to be there. He's head of Dembele.
He's definitely, yeah. It's going to be those three. That's the new, Fab threesome. I know you said four, but I think that's those three are going to be there. Barcelona's main.
Could he play, and is he sort of a replacement for Iniesta? So Iniesta has not been playing as part of the front three now because he can't. So he's playing, with Rakitic and Busquets as part of that three. Yeah. Would he likely fit in there so you can play actually Dembele as well as part of the front three?
I think that could be the system they go for. One holding midfielder and two number 8s, and he'll be the one of them here. Dembele, Suarez, Messi, mixing it up. It's a lot of talent.
And then you go Rakitic, Busquets,
Yep.
Coutinho as
Yep.
your three, and then whoever across the back.
Definitely. He'll certainly be a starter for 140 million.
Yeah. I put him in, what, ahead of Iniesta? He's a World Cup winner. But in that role, you can play in that role.
Yeah.
And it has been when Liverpool play with that front three.
No, for sure. And listen, at Liverpool, you know, the quality has always come from him, hasn't it? I mean, the free kicks, the ability that he's got in that last third, that's what you pay for. The difficult place to play football is in that last third to make something happen. And he's done that more often than not. They had Suarez, and then Coutinho took over from that.
Where does it leave Liverpool?
Looking for another creative player in the final third. Difficult to find, but they've been mentioned with Lamar from Monaco. Mahrez has been mentioned, so that's the type of player they'll try and replace him with. Both good players, not quite Coutinho standard, but they've got money to spend. But it's hard getting quality players. Certainly this time of year, January, people think about going buy a player, go and replace him. Most teams don't want to sell players at this time of the season.
No. And if they do, you have to pay big money for it, as
Over
it is proven by Coutinho.
142 million. I suppose you look at the players that, you know, have moved. Of course, we talk about Neymar. That's the benchmark. Then Griezmann, you put into the next little bracket. Coutinho's, you know, one of those, and now that's 140 odd million. The way it goes.
Yeah. And that is the welcome from FC Barcelona. It's only 142 million. They've got plenty in the bank after Neymar.
Yep, he's young, he's creative, scores goals, makes goals. Barcelona, great club, playing alongside Messi. It's a wonderful move for him. Liverpool fans will be disappointed. They'll miss him because he's an entertainer, but they've been well rewarded. 142 million is a lot of money.
He'll fit right in as well.
Yeah.
He's going to play with some fantastic players. He is a great player himself. He has vision, ability. I'm not sure if he'll get on the free kicks, but he'll want to. Bit of a fight on that one, but no. It's a great move. It certainly is. He's wanted to, hasn't he? I mean, the Brazilians as well, I think, have a bit of a history with Barcelona. Some great Brazilians have played there, and no doubt he would have looked up to going there if it was ever possible. He's had a fantastic time at Liverpool, but I think the pull was just a bit too much.
Now, they have played 4-4-2, you know, at Barcelona partly this season. Do you think that might make them play 4-3-3 with
They'll change
with
that
him
slightly.
there and Dembele as well?
They'll be back to their usual 4-3-3.
Yeah. And him as a midfielder?
I think so.
Not as part of the front three?
I think he's suited one in. I don't think he's a winger. He can play wide, but he's not a winger that goes to the byline and cuts balls back. He's more of a central player, and he will play central, I'm sure. But when you play for a team like Barcelona, they're all rotating, interchanging constantly.
So that's the news confirmed by Barcelona and both Liverpool tonight. They confirmed that Philippe Coutinho is on his way, and Liverpool bade him farewell this afternoon. He is on his way, subject to a medical. That is only a formality.